So today when we were live streaming the new map, I was getting asked a bunch of questions about the new operator called Tempest, so I thought I'd make this video just dedicated to everything to do with her. This is the new operator that's going to be coming in Season 5, by the way, and she is going to be free for everyone. You don't need to buy the battle pass or anything like that. She's going to be free for everyone at level 15 on the battle pass, just so you know. I have already went over a bunch of stuff about her in the last video that I just put out yesterday, but because we did have a lot of people come in today and continuously ask questions about her, I thought I'd solely make this video just on her, and then that way you will get all the information just straight away. So as you can see here, this is her Alterability and it's called Emergency Evasion Device. This is the device that we were speaking about in stream today, where you put your anchor point in the floor, and when you do so you can run up to like 50 meters away. There is a little, you know, symbol that tells you that how far away you are getting from the anchor point that you've put down, and if you press the Alt button again, it will then zip you back to that anchor point. Like you can see here in the example, it will throw you all the way back. So we found out yesterday that this was the only way you could activate the self-res. As you can see in the example here, that I ran up just to test it and I never had put the anchor point down, and you know, when I got down by the bot, that I couldn't use the self-revive. So you need to have this anchor point down before you can actually activate the self-revive. And another thing that we found out was that basically if you don't get finished in the game, you have unlimited self-revives. Now we don't know if this is a bug. I could actually ask the devs, because we are in direct contact with the devs, so I could shoot them a message and ask them, but you basically have infinite self-revives as long as you don't get finished. To be honest, we never actually tested if you get finished, rezzed off your teammate, and then, you know, ran in and died and tried it. We maybe need to try that, maybe need to test that tomorrow. But from the test that we did here, and as you can see, we did have multiple self-revives. Also, the two of you can self-revive at the same time as well. So if both of your teammates go down, and say you go down with them, you can actually, you know, whip yourself back out with this ability, and every one of you could self-revive again as well. And like I said, you know, you'll have extra self-revives as long as you don't get finished. There's a 15-second timer on the self-res. A lot of people in stream were saying things like it's OP, it's broken, having a self-res is going to ruin a game and stuff like that. But 15 seconds is quite long, and someone's going to come and finish you, you know, in that space of time when you're trying to self-res. Especially if you're a solo. You know, if you're a solo, you're most likely going to die anyway. But, you know, in the midst of the chaos, maybe a 3v3, someone, you know, uses the emergency evasion device and starts to self-res, your teammates can hold them off. It might make for some really good plays, you know, but 15 seconds is a long time for a self-res, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. But obviously we need to wait and see when the season drops and we can get in like a proper PvP scenario. Then we move on to the combat role. Now the combat role is pretty cool, and we found out today while we were playing that you can cut the cooldown time by like 25 seconds if you kill a bot, and I assume it's the same if you kill a player after combat rolling. Also, you can use the combat roll to stop fall damage. As you can see here in this clip, I accidentally jumped over the railing, and before I hit the floor, I just hit the combat roll button, and it did take a little bit of health off me, but I think a jump like that would have most likely broken my leg. So you can use the combat roll to stop fall damage as well. It does also say that combat rolling into the enemy will reduce the timer as well. We tried to do it to a bot, it never worked with the bot, so I'm going to assume that it's just players that it works with. So remember that as well. To get the cooldown timer, you can kill a bot, you can roll into someone with it. It does stop you having fall damage as well from a pretty decent height, and obviously it's good for an evasive maneuver if you're in trouble as well. And that brings us to the drill charge. Now it's pretty self-explanatory. The drill charge, it's just like you throw it on a wall, you can actually shock your enemies through the other side of the wall, and it basically makes them defenseless for a couple of seconds as well. This can actually stick to enemies too. As you can see here in the clip, me and Ben were messing around and you can actually throw it onto each other. So I'm thinking this could be a great counter to those Seneva users out there. Yes, I'm looking at you, those shield guys. Can't stand that operator. But another thing you want to know about the drill charge is that you don't want to be standing too close to it when you throw it, because it can actually affect you as well. Just the same way Nox has his flash bang thing, and it actually like affects you as well if you're too close. That goes for the same here with the drill charge. So you don't want to be standing too close to it when you're throwing at enemies, because you will be affected as well. And there's not much else to really speak about when it comes to the drill charge, apart from actually you have a certain throw distance as well. I think it might be 7 meters. Up to 7 meters you can throw this. That brings us to the auxiliary surge spine. This is basically like if someone shoots at you, or you know, you have an explosive threat or anything like that, it just makes Tempest speed up and she can run a lot faster. That's all that is really. It's just a passive ability. Pretty good though, to be fair. If you're being shot, it just gives you a little boost of speed. Also, I want to go back to the bungee cords. As you can see in this clip here, we were speaking about it today in stream, and people were asking, can you dangle off of things, like can you dangle off of, you know, ledges with the bungee cord? So I thought, I never even thought about it, but it was the chat, so shout out to the chat for that. But we tried it, and as you can see here, you can literally swing from surfaces on the bungee cords. Now, you don't have much, you know, control over how you move on it. It's a bit weird, to be fair. It feels a bit weird, but I don't know how this looks from another person's perspective, you know, like an enemy looking at you, but I assume it's going to be extremely hard to track. As you can see here, you're swinging around like crazy, and you can just press the Alterability again and it will bring you straight back up to your anchor point. I can just imagine right now seeing 3 of these kicking around, just drill charging people. Like, it's going to be such a troll operator as well, especially when you know, if you get hit by one of the drill charges, you're not going to be able to move. So can you imagine a team of 3 and you've got 2 charges as well? Like, that's going to be crazy. I don't know, we'll see how they balance it. But guys, if you enjoyed this video or you found it helpful in any way, please don't forget to drop a like and help us out with the algorithm. And don't forget, we are a Delta Force partner, and we do have access to all this stuff early as well. So if you don't want to miss out on any future content, please don't forget to hit that sub button. And thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.